Welcome back. Coming from us to you.
Nice. That was long. That was
Wow.
good. I like that.
Today is Thursday, not Wednesday, July 6th. And we're welcoming TK, Tommy Kelzer, Marathon K. But
Welcome, Tommy.
man of many names, Tommy.
He
TK.
drew a crowd too, dude. You drew a crowd. We actually have two producers here trying out today.
We
so
have
it's
two
perfect.
producers in the producer room, so if they get a little noisy, let us know
Yes, please do.
in the comments.
Yeah, they're slacking off playing a little Mario Party right now, so that'll be fun to watch. But thanks for making it, TK. I know we've missed each other a couple of times, so I appreciate you making the time to get here.
We'll see how this goes. I listen to a lot of podcasts. So I was thinking in the shower, I've never been on a podcast or done any form of long form content ever. So kind of set the bar low for myself. Honestly, all I'm hoping is that I don't do so poorly that the interview gets cut. So I guess if anyone's hearing or seeing this video right now, I either made the blooper reel or these guys decided to air it. So hopefully the latter.
Hell yeah.
I
Or
told-
both. We need a blooper. We
could get a blooper reel. There's a few things, I'll be honest with the viewers. Not much we've ever cut out of videos. We've made a few edits, but we could get a blooper reel going. We could start to purposefully plant things throughout the show for blooper reels.
For sure.
But we've been trying to make this happen with TK for about a month now. Some of it has been on us. Some of it's been on just TK being a busy guy. And those are the kind of guys and people, women, we want to bring onto the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
We have a lot of questions for you. You're a pretty interesting cat.
Oh, no.
First of all, I just found these in my pocket, and I thought I'd give these to you guys.
Thanks,
if you
buddy.
want.
Starbies? Pink?
Yeah, dude. Kate got a pink-only bag, which I was mad about at first, but the consistency is actually kind of nice. You just always know what you're getting.
Pink only. I haven't seen those yet.
I know. It's a little discriminatory to the other colors and flavors, but that's the world we live in sometimes. But anyways, back to TK. Marathons. You run them.
Done a couple somehow.
Keep that mic up.
Got to keep that mic up. That's
right.
that's my first warning. We'll see if I first of many here, but yeah, done a couple of those.
Yeah,
somehow.
we don't do them.
No.
So we have a lot of me and Randall. Everybody else in this room doesn't. When did you start getting into them, and like what kind of drove you?
Dude, so it's funny. I actually despised running, honestly, my entire life. It was like my least favorite thing.
Okay.
Then COVID happened, and I was living in a really small apartment with like three awesome guys, like some of my best friends, but in a very small apartment.
Sure.
And throwback to the early COVID days when like the lakefront was shut down. And
Total
like,
lockdown.
Remember when you literally couldn't leave and you had to like, I remember the first time we left our apartment, we were all like masked up. It looked like we were about to go rob a bank.
Yes.
So early COVID days, I got furloughed back when I was working with Randall, good old Yelp.com.
Yup.
I guess you got to probably bleep that. But
Friend of the pod. No,
friend of the pod.
Yelp's friend of the pod.
No,
First sponsor? Question mark.
first sponsor. Yeah,
Supplement.
so they let me go. Probably a good decision on their end. And then needed a way to get out of the house. So bought some running shoes, or actually I had some running shoes that were sitting in my closet that had never gotten used. So tossed those on, went to the lakefront, evaded the police. Sometimes
Hell yeah.
ran into the cops because it was literally shut down, and you always had to. It was always kind of funny because like they'd start like driving up on you from like a mile away because it's like dead silent, and they're like, "Sir, you can't be here," and you have to kind of play dumb. It's like, "Oh, really?" And it's like,
Yeah.
did you see all the barricades that you had to go under and like the police tape? It's like,
how many things did you cross before you made it out here? Like you had to have seen them. But it's absolutely, it's kind of crazy even in the last 3 years to think back that we couldn't access the lakefront. Like we weren't allowed to. It's crazy. Like it was wild at the moment, and it's still even kind of crazy even how recent it was to think that was closed down just a few years ago.
Just our history is totally like, before COVID or post COVID now. Like whenever I refer to stuff, I'm
Pre
like,
or post.
Yeah, like my brain just has my timeline divvied up to pre and post. Like, that was before COVID, so at least I can't fuck up too bad on what the year I'm guessing. But anyway, so you started getting out, you hit the lakefront, you evaded the cops.
Nothing to do after getting,
Told the police to stay 5 feet away, obviously, every time. You know.
Did you hold your hand up?
Please,
Sir,
sir,
hold
sir,
the line. Hold the line.
I think I might have COVID.
I might have the
step back.
coronavirus. Step
Watch
back,
it. Watch it.
No, so I've always had a bucket list on my phone, and it's like just some easy things, some not. So everything from like go back in time to like go vegetarian for 3 days.
Hold up. That's the best bucket list thing I've ever heard. Go back in time.
Oh, you got to aim for the stars. So
I love that.
Up there.
Yeah, one of them was run a half marathon. It was actually easier. Running the half was easier than I thought, so I said might as well go for the real thing.
So you started with the half.
Started with the half.
Where was that at?
I lived up on Addison, so it was honestly, I was kind of like west of Wrigley Field, so it was just kind of running back and forth on Addison, go to the lake, do a little 5K here and there, and then.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just ran, what, 13.6? Or did you do
It's
an
like
official?
13.2.
Did you do an official event half marathon?
No, so it was all unofficial. So
Okay,
like my first real marathon was just it was like in peak COVID, so there was no races.
Sure.
And also I'm like, I can't tell anyone that I'm doing this because there's a 98% chance this is just not going to go
I don't
very
come
well.
through.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of like the opposite of holding yourself accountable. It's like, I don't want to tell a soul about this and then just
Until
kind of
after.
drop the news.
Sure.
So yeah, I actually got the day off of work and didn't plan on running the marathon that day, but had been training for it and was so sick of doing like the 20-mile runs. I'm like, feeling pretty good right now. I might as well just kind of like push. So was running down Lakeshore Drive and just decided to go for it. Reason I'm bringing this up, long story short, I finished like right on Belmont Avenue, just like looking at my phone, literally just like drenched in sweat. Looked like a crazy person, and I'm like jumping up and down, like fuck yeah,
dude, that's
jumping up in
insane.
front of the Chipotle and on a very busy like summer day, and then I kind of had to like reel it in and tell people that I'm not a psycho.
Crazy guy.
Dude, that's impressive. So,
Yeah.
wait, what is it? 43, 43.5?
It's 26 too.
And the kilometers is like 43, I think.
That I
Something
don't
like
know.
that. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like 10 5Ks.
Sorry, I'm a worldly guy. I'm
dude.
only in kilometers, bro. Metric system.
Shout out metric system.
Shout out to the metric. Shout out to the US of A on this. We're kind of in 4th of July territory. Just
mode.
saying fuck it to the metric system and confusing people left and right with the standard system. You just got to hold true to your colors, man. Stick to your guns. We don't want that shit.
So you had run the first half marathon unofficial, first marathon unofficial, but I know you've done the official Chicago Marathon at least once, correct?
Done it twice. Pretty much
There we
said
go.
there is no way in hell anyone would believe that I did this legit, myself included. So got to get the real medal. Got the real
Right.
medal, and
then you've decided I'm kind of addicted to this.
dude, and if you remember last year was like the shower broke on me, and then I had the
the glass.
sinus infection, the
Oh,
sprained
just
ankle.
ankle.
It was
Dude, I
PT.
remember.
post bachelor party, Corey's
Everything.
bachelor party down
Oh.
in New Orleans. After a lot of margaritas and daiquiris and fried chicken,
Just
exactly. where
sugar
you're
and
supposed to-
food.
I think you came through the Burling Mansion the night before.
Yeah.
Because you were like, yeah, my ankle's busted up. I'm like, are you going to do it? You're like, yeah, I think so.
While I've come nowhere close to any sort of time record, I thoroughly believe that if you were to track like the amount of beers drinking in a training program, like
that might be a
top
record.
50 out of like the finishers,
bet.
100%. Like,
That's impressive that you're like just still drinking and doing your thing and running marathons. That's just total athleticism right there. So was it easier? Sorry.
Just verifying.
Yeah.
42 kilometers is a
42?
marathon.
Even? Okay.
42,195. But
195.
you were pretty close. That's pretty good.
Yeah, did a little research earlier
There we go,
today on
Yaz.
marathon. We'll get into that a little later. But was it easier to run the actual
Event or the unofficial?
dude, the event itself is a ton of fun. Like anyone that's ever been, like there's people like drinking and partying on the streets, and you get
Hell
to see
yeah.
like your buddies. So like when you're really
It's
dogging it, like
A lot more people to hype you up, keep you
so
going.
much more fun. And then like
Yeah.
you're down in Pilsen, people like handing out shots, and I've definitely like grabbed a beer or two from the.
No
Oh,
way.
it's so much fun. Like because there gets
yeah.
to a point where it's like, all right, training can only get you so
Sure.
far, and it's like you're just dying on call it mile 18, mile 20, and it's like then it just turns into like a mental game.
Oh, fuck.
And someone's got like an ice cold Coors Light, and I remember like the first
yeah.
time running, I had no idea that was a thing. It was like some college kids like so gassed up, just trying to get anyone to like grab a beer, and I'm like, I am the guy for this. Like,
You
give
men
this
are
to-
in luck.
And honestly, kind of gives you that final push that you need, just
Uh-huh.
like half of an ice cold beer, like a little bit kind of gets poured on you too, and then Oof, there's nothing
beer
better.
shower?
It's like, all right, I'm 45 minutes away. I've been running for 5 hours. Like, I want to go get like the real celebration because there is nothing better than those. Dude, I mean, like Goose Island loves to put up like the signs all over. They're like longest beer run ever, and it's like it's kind of annoying, but it's also kind of great marketing.
Are they just piggybacking off of a marathon?
Oh yeah, it's like at the finish line. There's like a big party, so it's like the second that you finish, I remember like I want to like collapse. I'm like, give me a water and a banana and like
and
as
then
much
17 beers.
as you can
That's
carry,
awesome.
so.
Is it runners only there?
It's like runners and like my parents have joined me in the past.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
Friends and family.
Friends and family.
Are you gonna do it this year?
Doing it this year.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Training's already commenced.
Dude, ran a 5K today.
Before the show.
Oh, doing an 8 miles tomorrow. So
holy
running for the
shit.
parks. If anyone's in Chicago and wants to donate, and I can.
Yeah,
I need to get that donation link up. I'm a little behind the 8 ball.
Let's for sure put his link in.
We'll put it up on the show.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Definitely.
Shout out the listeners.
I will say, like, you probably couldn't expect more than at least like 10 to 15K coming through from us, but
I'll give you guys a cut too. A little sponsorship, affiliate link.
No, it's all for you, brother. What charity do you donate to?
Dude, running for the parks, Chicago Parks.
Oh yes, that's awesome. I remember reading your bio, like the first marathon you did.
Oh yeah,
and it was really touching. And then
he talks about the whole reason why he started running and what the reason of why the cause you chose and everything. It was very inspirational, and that's kind of one of the reasons why we wanted to bring it up today on the cast.
For sure.
Randall, fire me up. I guess quick funny story about that. So K Rico Mexican restaurant. I'm kind of in like Lincoln Park, Lakeview. K Rico. Oh, it's so good, so good. So they've got like some of the best margaritas in the city, and we'd always go there like every Friday night and get like a pitcher of margs. And the owner one time, she's like, "No margaritas for you." And my buddies kind of jumped in and like, "Oh, he's doing this run, blah blah blah." She's like, "We'd love to sponsor you." I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
that's awesome." So they ended up like buying shirts, and it was super fun. They like donated and whatnot, or they didn't donate, but I was going to like kind of be an asshole about it, not realizing that people took like the donations very seriously, and they run for like the Cancer Federation and like very legitimate like great causes. So I was just kind of being an asshole, and I was going to make a shirt that says like I run for margaritas, and I'm so happy
that would have played. That would have played. You might have gotten a little trouble, but I like for your headset.
So
TK's like running through the most populated parts of all the fan areas, and he's just getting thrown peanuts and banana peels at him.
Booed, throwing tomatoes. So
that's what the marathon needs. Though, is a heel. A lot more people would watch marathons if there was just an asshole.
The marathon needs a villain, dude. Everything's too positive sometimes.
It's
such a good.
Every year is the villain. So in relation to the fundraising aspect, I did a little pre-show search.
Ooh.
And so 2019 for the Chicago Marathon was the most heavily raised event of all of the history of the Chicago Marathon. And there was $27 million raised in the single marathon.
Yeah. 27 million?
27 million.
Damn.
2019. 2019 was also the year with the largest attendance of participants for the Chicago Marathon. And then the New York City Marathon has the highest or largest average of participants with 54K every single year on average.
Fuck.
I think this past year, they haven't accounted that. No. This year, obviously, they haven't accounted the entries of who's going to run in 23.
Sure.
22, we had 45,000.
45,000?
Yeah.
And last year's was what?
45,000 was last year's.
Oh, so we're already going to break the record.
No, I'm just running numbers for last year.
Oh, I thought you said 45,000 was what is already registered for this year.
No, I was saying we didn't know what's registered for this year.
But my bad.
Supposedly, I didn't know that Chicago. I didn't know they had world marathon majors.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know about that either. What is that?
Very real thing.
There's 6 world marathon majors. Chicago is one of them.
Can I try to guess the rest?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Do you know them all?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so Chicago, Boston, L.A.
Hold on. Chicago, Boston.
L.A.
Nope.
New York.
Yep.
There's 6.
World majors.
Rome.
Nope.
No.
Paris.
Nope.
Nope.
Munich?
I'll give you a hint. Nope.
Fucking A.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Of the ones.
London.
Bang.
And then there's one more.
2 more. I'll give you a hint.
Sydney?
Neither of them are. It's not Sydney. Neither are in the U.S. And they're on different continents. The 2 you're missing.
North Pole?
No.
I saw
the North Pole Marathon is very famous, though.
I heard about the North Pole.
Could you imagine if that's a world major?
Are they in Europe?
And the North and
Are they
South
in Europe?
Poles, obviously.
So one's in Europe, one's
Amsterdam?
in Asia.
Bangkok.
Nope.
Fuck.
The one in Asia is really
Beijing.
second. That would
Tokyo?
Yes.
There we go.
And then
what's the last
you're
one?
missing one. It's kind of hard. Berlin.
Oh, I was thinking. I said Munich. I should have said Berlin.
That's a good guess.
Fuck.
Yeah, you were very close.
I thought Germany. Because somebody said they
never knew about that. Never knew that there were like world marathon majors.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
It is. It's very interesting, and it's cool that Chicago's won.
Yeah, that makes it.
And it's cool that it's disparate across a couple of different continents.
Do you think you're gonna hit them all? Is that on your bucket list to run all the majors?
Dude, no way.
No?
It's way too hard on the knees. Like, it's I want to do Japan. I'd also love to do like the Disney World Marathon, just because I've never been to Disney World, and that seems like
it's a good way to go.
Great way to see a city.
Sure.
I also found out that Burning Man does a marathon. I don't think I'd ever be able to do that, but
just on acid the whole time. That'd be so fun.
Hopefully that's like before the show, like before the weekend of shows.
Dude,
if you're doing it during, it's like I wouldn't be able to enjoy the show after.
I
Well,
watched
guess
like a YouTube video on it just because like you watch a bunch of when there gets a point in training where you can't like go out and drink and like have fun, so you just end up watching like YouTube videos, watching other people run. Those are kind of dark days, but stumbled down the rabbit hole, found out there's like a whole Burning Man thing where it's like people are pretty sauced running the better part of 30 miles. Like
that might fit our element a little bit better
so.
in terms of the competition that we would stack up to. So, really, the last stat I had on the marathon.
Ooh.
This is separate than the donations, but so on average, I guess, just speaking to the Chicago Marathon, it brings the city of Chicago about $200 million worth of economic activity each year.
Damn it! Donors only get what was it, 30 or 40?
It was 27 million raised.
Yeah, what the hell? The city's making more than everybody.
It's food and drink, travel, accommodations.
Yeah.
It's so many things that are so much.
It'd
more
be cool if
expensive,
Chicago was like, we're giving 5% of all.
Maybe we should. If you're listening, Mayor,
We're Chicago sponsored.
yeah,
We'll be state sponsored.
sponsor TK, and then we'll roll that into the race.
We just become a Chicago propaganda podcast. I mean, if we get paid, I'm in.
Well, I mean, that's obviously a big part of the reason why I do it. Part of the $200 million.
Take a slice of the pie there.
The $200 million economic.
Yeah, they donate a 0.1 percentage to each.
You should get
runner.
a tax break. Honestly, you're like providing a lot of viewership or money for the city. You should talk.
That'd be nice.
So I'm going to try to trap you guys right now and try to get you guys to run the Big Ten 10K. I guess everyone in the room, bunch of Big Ten athletes over here.
I could get a 10K in. I've been talking to
You
you
could do a
about
10K.
wanting
If all
to wanting
three of
to
those
run.
guys agree, I would do it. But like,
I'm in.
Actually,
I'm in. I'll
Dude,
run a
I did it
10K.
last year. It's super fun.
Do
It was the first
podcast-
time in my life I was
podcast
able to say I was a
10K.
Big Ten
where is
athlete.
it? Where is
It's
it?
Soldier Field. It's in like 2 weeks. It might be like in 10 days.
You run the track for 10K?
Dude, so you run
That
like
sounds
south
horrible.
of Soldier Field. So like you're kind of running like the lakefront. Like you started, it's a little 5K down, 5K up. Get a cool shirt. You can see like college mascots.
Sounds like
Okay.
boss.
Oh,
boss
the
might be
mascots
in.
come
Boss
out?
might be in.
The mascots are out, dude. They do a great job.
Bergman wants in.
Big party after.
What are you guys saying over there? You in or out?
I think they're in.
Okay, so I'm out.
Maybe do it. I could maybe do it.
I ran today.
I'm fine with it.
In prep, I did actually kind of. Maybe I ran. Maybe you inspired me to run today because
There we go.
I haven't ran it. I ran like
should go.
maybe 3 weeks ago.
I'm in.
But it was like just an hour. But you just feel so much better. I went straight to the shower,
Dude.
No hot water, all cold. Psycho,
Sometimes
dude.
there's no better feeling than just dripping sweat, and you're just like, I am fucking pooped.
Yeah,
And then you just get that euphoric feeling, and you're just like, yeah, I could do that again.
yeah. I'm convinced, man. Like I feel like a lot of my anxiety comes from just lack of exercise. If I don't do shit all day, it's buzzing upstairs, dude.
I'm in. I'm in.
We'll have to-
2 weekends from now, I am free.
You can sponsor the. You can.
I think it's on
represent-
Sunday. There's no excuse not to. It makes for a tough Saturday night.
Yeah, it
and it
does.
makes for a tough Sunday morning.
We'll record on Saturday.
Yeah,
night.
record on Saturday.
I mean,
It's
you could represent the podcast.
or something?
I think it's like July 21st. It's coming up.
It's a 10K, so we can.
Am I going to be able to walk at work the next day? I won't be able to walk at work.
It'll be tough. You'll be a little sore.
Yeah.
You should get a wheelchair around the
sore
hospitals.
from that metal weighing you down.
Speaking of, yeah,
you're
exactly.
in hospitals. You can get people to wheelchair.
You know I'm going to walk in with scrubs and just have my metal on, dude. I'll rock that shit.
It's like, yes, I did run the Big 10K yesterday.
I just borrow a wheelchair
Big
and I'm
10.
just like rolling around. Speaking of injuries from running, we'll transition a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I was diving in a little bit into the origin of the marathon. Are you familiar with it at all?
Oh yeah, it's like someone ran 26 miles in like Rome or something.
Exactly.
They had to like save the lives of like an attack, something like a Paul Revere type run.
Does it get that
and didn't
dirty?
the guy, the second that he ran the 26 miles, he got to the town, told the message, and then he died?
Exactly. He died.
No
Dude,
I remember
way.
this from high school history.
his name was Philippides.
Yeah, Philippides.
And he ran from marathon.
Wait. Are you talking about the book in the Bible? Philippines.
I'm sure it's somewhere in there. But apparently there was a place. It was called the Battle of Marathon. So I'm assuming it's like a village or something. But he ran from Marathon to Athens to report the victory because the Persians. This was like
Marathon.
Remember
Was
300?
a place there.
It was a place called
Marathon, Greece.
Okay.
Marathon, Greece. I think maybe it was Persia at the time. I don't know. But anyways, 300 the movie.
Yeah.
So basically, Persia was common, and just like TK said, Philippides fucking said, "No sweat." Next question. Ran
I'll run there.
a full marathon's worth.
Wow.
And then he
Got
died.
there, told the info like, "Hey, we had a victory," and then he fucking
Died on
keeled
the
over
spot.
and died.
Was it from absolute just
Exhaustion. Yeah.
heat? Yeah.
Bro, he fucking
Oh.
went
I feel
off.
Philippides. You want to die at the end of those.
Honestly,
if there
like,
wasn't Goose Island slanging 312s, I might die. At the
there
end of
should
those
be
races.
more people named Philippides at this. That's legendary.
Dude, Philly. I'm gonna
Philly?
name my kid Philly.
You
Short
could
for
name him Philippides and you call him Philly and like, is your real name Philly? They'd be like, no, it's Philippides. They'd be like, damn, this dude's real.
I wish I was Greek, dude. Do you guys have any Greek in you? You better fucking name your kid
I-
Philippides.
I can make up a family crest that has grease in it.
Yeah, you should.
That's
I feel like
that's
we're almost
crazy.
due to kind of bounce back, get some of the old school names like back in pop culture. Get Ulysses, Homer.
Oh, we're
like,
coming back around.
Oh
on
yeah.
that.
So it's
Yeah.
like it's
Homer
gonna
would be
pop
good.
culture.
Speaking about
it's
that.
very cyclical.
Speaking of those, when you're saying that, Philippides ran the 26-2
Yep.
from Marathon to
Athens.
Yep. That reminds me of all our, like, Paul Revere
Oh yeah.
on horseback.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, did you say that? I totally
He had a
missed
Paul
it.
Revere run.
I don't know
Yep,
how I
yep.
missed that because I've been in. Yeah, fuck.
Dude, Paul
That's
Revere
exactly what I
actually
was-
inspired the Kentucky Derby.
Actually?
No.
Interesting.
Oh god. I was gonna say maybe I feel like that was bootlegging or something like that.
Damn, I can't believe I missed that. I think I was thinking about how to form what I was going to say, and it just went over me. But
You guys ever been to the
that's
Kentucky
crazy.
Derby?
No, how is it?
It's on the bucket list.
So much fun.
I
think you guys love it.
don't know if I could
I
handle
was.
pastels. Did you wear pastels?
Dude, I didn't wear a pastel. I'll actually, I
you
might
didn't
have to embarrass myself and make this the album episode art. I wore a shirt that was like way too small for me.
Uh-huh.
It was for like a bachelor party, so like my belly was sticking out the whole time. It was just like the most uncomfortable. And I just drank so much like bourbon the entire day.
Oh
It was,
fuck yeah! That's
Oh,
what
it was a
you're
great
supposed to do.
time. One of the most fun bachelor parties I've ever been to, but
Did you put
it
money
was a
down?
badge.
put a lot of money. Or actually, no, I couldn't put money down. And it was the year that the guy, like that major underdog won.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
And I always bet the underdog. So the thing about the Kentucky Derby, this might be the one thing that you actually learn on this podcast.
ready.
It's all about the lines, which kind of sucks. It's insanely fun and you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
But we spent the whole day in line. Like you roll up
Oh,
and you get in
those
line for a
kinda
mint
lines.
julep and then you stay for...
I thought you meant like betting lines.
I thought
No,
you were talking about other lines.
There are 3 lines that we could be talking about here.
We're talking about standing in a line. So you roll
The
up.
worst kind of
Oh,
lines.
the worst kind of line.
Yeah.
So you're in line for half an hour to get a mint julep, and then you find out it's cash only, and then you kind of like meander on over. You get in line for the ATM. The ATM is like a 45-minute line.
Oh.
You get back to the drink line. You get a drink. By that time, you have to take a piss. Guess what?
Bathroom.
You're getting in the bathroom,
Bathroom line.
You're waiting half an hour. You're kind of like doing like the.
They don't have troughs there?
No troughs, dude. It's very old school. And then like, guess what? You finish taking a piss. Guess what it's time for?
Mint julep.
The mint julep line. And then you kind of like rinse and repeat for like the better part of an afternoon until at least kind of speaking for me and my friends were like, all right, this is enough of this. Let's just pick a spot in the field. I'm
Sit
dropping
there.
a pin,
Yeah.
sit here, like buy
two
yeah,
two races before the main event.
and then like you spend like the whole day just getting ready, and then literally you see
35
like
yeah, it's
not
like-
even 35. You see like 5 seconds of a horse.
Oh,
just,
because
like,
you only see your part.
you're
of
in
the
the
track.
infield. Yeah.
So it's about, I don't know, 2-minute race, and you only see
Maybe 5
15
seconds of it.
seconds
Yeah.
of it. Oh.
15 seconds if you're kind of like exaggerating.
So-
it's like you see the horses flash past.
Let me
you.
ask. So I don't know. I know that there's like somewhat of an infield, I think, but no matter wherever you were, like, so if you only see 10, 15 seconds of the track, are there a lot of people on their phones? Are there like TVs around? Like, how do you find the conclusion of the race mid?
Oh, people are drinking way too much to be on their phones. People
Okay.
are like falling over.
So then,
in
Oh,
the
no
infield.
shit.
So if you don't,
It's ridiculous.
if you don't
What's the
see the
demographic?
finish,
Dude, the demographic is a bunch of Southern people just like falling over wasted, and then like bachelor parties too.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
So, but then there are kind of like the big screens. So I feel like I'm screaming right now. Am I screaming right
No,
now?
you're fine.
no.
You're not
Looking at
screaming
you guys, am I
enough.
screaming right now? Okay, cool. Feels like I'm screaming right now.
Producers are killing it right now.
But there's like kind of the big screen. So like you watch like the horses whip past for 5 seconds, and then like you just turn and watch the last 30 seconds of the race, and it's like, okay,
So
now
there's
it's
screens.
over.
So
There's
it's more about the
screens.
ambiance.
It's more about the ambiance, more about the whole day.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like.
Well, not when you
days.
have, not when you're attending and you've got 10K on a horse,
Yeah,
and
that's
you need
true.
to know who wins.
That's true.
But
You're
that-
asking people and they're fucking with
Right.
you, so you're not
It's
getting a
like-
straight answer.
I'm sure wherever you're at, though, there is a TV accessible to be able to be like, all right, I know what happened at the end. If you're on the front of the race, you know.
Dude, if you're dropping 10K on horses, you're not in the infield waiting in line for
All
the
right.
juleps.
Well, to me, I would drop if I dropped $300 on a bet, that would be a 10K bet for me. So
I mean, that'd be juicy because then it turns out into fat money.
yeah,
The-
because I'd win.
that's the best part about
I'd
horse
be
races.
winning 10K.
The bet, dude. What always gets me is like, oh, an exacto. What is this? Oh, I just picked. Oh, the perfect
Ooh.
race. 1 to 500
1 through-
million.
yeah.
Oh, I just have to call out every single race in the exact order.
Every single
Yeah.
position. I think I can get the top 5 in order. I'll take that.
Dude, it's so juicy every time. I totally get why
They get
people are
juicy.
locked in on horse
They get
racing.
juicy.
did they have horse tracks in God's country?
They got one in Indiana right between me and the old God's country himself, Spencer Bruns.
Ah,
So
shout
he
out
lives
Spencer.
he lives just about 20 minutes away from the old Shelbyville Horseshoe Casino and Horse Track.
Sounds like a great time.
Speaking of Kentucky Derby, I want to say circa 2016, I was home, I think on college, well, it was Kentucky Derby time. I don't know if it was college summer. I put $60 on Orb, and I won like $650. I just went to the local racetrack and bet on the Kentucky Derby.
What's Orb?
In one of their machines. Orb was,
The name of the horse?
yeah.
Oh, that's so
It was
chill.
like 6-1 odds. I put $60 on it.
You put 60?
Biggest hit of my career.
Dude.
How old were you?
So here's the thing. So I was like midway through college.
You got $60
Yeah,
midway
were
through
you-
college?
how you
20
feeling
years
Oh
old.
my God,
So
you're
here-
like a millionaire.
So here's the thing. Here's the
$60
thing.
would be like a month for me in college.
I'm in Indy. I'm in Indy. Right? I'm in Indy.
Money bags.
Home from
Money bags,
Bloomington.
Randall.
And Mobley, Jake Mobley, shout out Jake Mobley, friend of the pod. He goes, yo, do you want to go to the track for the Derby? And I say, yes, that sounds fun. And he's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go with my dad and my mom. They're like super cool folks. And so we're an hour and a half away from Louisville. So I don't know if we're going to Louisville or like, I didn't really have ever gone to the Horseshoe Casino or track before.
Sure.
So he's like, hey, want to go to the track for the Derby? I said, yeah. So he's like, all right, we'll be there soon to pick you up. I'm like, are we going to like the Derby? Or he's like, no, we're going to the Horseshoe, dude. Like
Okay.
40 minutes from us.
Yeah.
But Louisville's only an hour and a half.
Right, yeah.
It was a logical question.
That's
but
very
for
logical.
like an hour, I was like, damn, we're about to go to the Derby here real quick. But I had no idea. Then I placed the bet on Orb, won a bunch of money. Had to go back to Shelbyville to pick up my winnings after the race because we didn't even stay for the Derby race. We went at like noon, and the race is at like 4 o'clock. We just went, bet on horses. They had live horses going on the track there.
Oh, my
We bet on
God.
those. I put a Derby bet down.
Yeah.
And then I had to go pick it up later that night. And then I went out to party, spent all the money, baby.
What did that pay out?
It was like 60 to win, like 500 something around there.
Bro.
It was like 6-1 odds.
That's fucking money.
So 6
in
times
college,
6, 360.
you basically were a king.
Oh, it was amazing. Most money I've ever bet on an event, and it was only because it was like a horse race or won on an event.
You're inspiring me. We got to lock in our bets for Kentucky Derby.
But I don't even consider it a real sports bet because it is a sports bet, but that's like Derby racing. Like racing is its own.
That's a miracle.
Set.
That's an act of God.
Yeah, it's its own set.
Dude, does your buddy who took you to that race, does he listen to the pod?
No, but I might send this one to him
because I got a little bit of cleanup on that. Anyone that says their parents are really cool.
They are though.
Okay.
No, he didn't say that they were. Bo and Kim. I know his parents are the best. They're the best.
It's like, hey, come hang out with me and my parents. Watch the Derby. My parents are super cool.
It was more like it was more like me being like,
how far a drive is it?
Oh, I'm staying the night. You're getting me a sleeping
Can I
bag?
drive with just your dad?
They're great. They're the best.
Well, I take that back. Then they sound like very nice people.
They're fucking awesome.
That's chill.
Quite the win.
Yeah, good win. Derby was fun.
That's so sick.
Didn't go though. TK did.
Quick little thing about, I guess we have back to marathons.
Ooh, and then I got a question for you, Yaz. I got some cleanup on a past episode.
Okay, absolutely.
A lot of cleanup.
Absolutely.
I got a couple.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
I'm freaking out. I can't remember anything I've said in the past episodes. So basically, like 3 Olympics later. So the first one was in 1893.
2.
And so like
1892.
Kidding.
The next one, or the third one, I can't remember, was in St. Louis. And so
the first one was in Rome, and the second one was in St. Louis.
I know
that threw
pretty
me
crazy,
off.
right? Pretty crazy. But so like basically the dude that won at the time, it was totally legal to like just take. At the time, it was like their performance enhancing drug, which was basically a mix.
Some insane stuff, I'm sure.
Dude, it was crazy. It was called stricine, which is basically they use it as like rat poison.
That sounds fast.
Stri-
That makes you. That makes you.
Stricine.
Yeah.
It's like they used to think it was like an elixir that like helped you, but it actually causes immense back pain because it destroys your nerves in your back.
Oh.
So it's those legs pumping because you can't feel your back. Just
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. So is
Stricine,
that
promethazine, and codeine, or
sulfate
The big three.
From egg whites?
That's what Lance
and
Armstrong did too.
a swig of brandy, and he fucking chugged along and won it for America. His name was Hicks.
wait. So stricine, electrolytes.
No, stricine, sulfate, and egg whites.
Egg whites is what I heard.
And a swig of brandy, and fucking just said, "Fuck it, give me the win."
This will do me.
And half a
ran it in.
Gatorade.
It's crazy to think that just like snake oil salesmen back in the day, like you just be so desperate for
I'd be such a good
like a
salesman back in
cure
the
for
day.
your grandchild, and they're like, "Here, take this peanut butter and smear it all over their face," and then they pay like $1 million. You know,
It's like, does this help? It's like, what do you need it to help with?
Yeah.
It's like my kid's got. It's like,
This
definitely.
This won't help you, but
It's
this
a-
will.
yeah.
This will help that.
And
I
for a
was
slight
the
upcharge.
king of sales.
I wonder if
before
any of
the
those ended
internet.
up working. You think any Advil's like it actually used to be some sort of snake oil?
Oh yeah, there's a
You think
lot,
like they stumbled into like actually kind of hitting the nail on the head?
there's a lot of
They got
herbal
it.
remedies that
Yeah.
have been around long lived forever that I'm sure were
for
pretty
sure.
effective.
I think biochemistry like upgraded around
from herbal
a certain time.
Yeah, from like natural remedies.
But yeah, but dude, it's funny. My dad came in town a couple weekends ago, and I saw him last weekend. He fucking throws out these like Oriental Eastern remedy type shit, and we went to like Little China or Little Vietnam, Little Asia up north on
The one off the one I went to dinner with.
Argyle Street.
Yeah, with you and Joe.
Yeah, we went to Argyle Street,
Argyle.
and he like got me palm sugar. This thing called tamarind. You guys know what tamarind is?
It's like a spice, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to know.
It's
I feel
supposed to
like
help
wars used to be fought over tamarind, like back in the day. You know what I mean?
The tamarind wars. I'm sure they're a thing.
the tamarind war.
And he's like,
It's like people would fight over like lavender and tamarind.
oh yeah,
Instead of,
dude.
like, guns
The
and
banana
ammo.
wars are a real thing. The banana wars were down in Colombia, I think.
Back in the day when people would just line up and just start marching over to each
Oh.
other and just shoot each other down in a line.
It's just so badass, but so stupid at the same time. Oh my god! Could you imagine being a soldier? Just like
Signing
yeah,
up for that,
This is
like-
it. I guess I'm done.
Today might be the day.
And the way you die isn't like how you would die
It's
today.
like, are you ready to get in line?
Oh, it's suffering.
Yeah, as you ready to get in
Suffering.
line, might be a long day.
Oh my
Ready to
god!
march,
You
ready
get
to shoot.
You just get like fucking what's it called? Wet foot? What's the
Oh,
Trench foot.
Yeah,
trench foot?
turf
They
toe.
chop your
Or-
fucking
because
foot
turf toes
off.
what they get in the NFL.
Turf toes
Trench
modern
foot.
day.
Trench foot.
Dude, trench foot would
Oh.
be
And they're like, "Yep, all right, bite
go,
this
Birdman.
leather strap. I'm gonna saw your foot off at the ankle." Like
No.
that shit would be bad.
Don't want trench
Or
foot.
even
You're
worse,
living in a trench.
here, put a bunch of leeches on your body and get all the
this'll
blood
fix
out of
it.
you.
And that's
Yeah.
like the solution. That's like better.
Yeah.
That's like, all right, sign me up for the leeches.
Yes.
Like,
Leeches,
either cut my
yes.
arm off or give me the leeches.
Dude, what a far away we've come with medicine. It's
Now
a
I'll
good
just
time
play
to be
like
alive.
Call of Duty, like World War II growing up, and I'm like, oh my god, this looks awful.
Fucking 360
These
no
bunkers look terrible. Like,
Should maybe we find a good, like, maybe our first podcast guest that's not someone we know.
Okay.
So like more of like the interview type style for the fans.
Like a
we,
viral video.
We get like a up and coming like doctor who's down with like trying to promote themselves, and we talk
Okay.
about a lot of like up and coming medical like theories.
you guys
And,
could be
like,
the Huberman lab.
we could just question someone, just
Yeah.
like ask them and like have them educate us on like.
I'm not
different-
asking any of the guys I
different
know.
and nuanced. no, we can find someone. We can find someone online and
I
just
feel like
Yeah.
Randall's kind of recruiting here a little bit. Like, Yaza, if there's any way we could find like any sort of person in the medical field, like, does anyone here know anyone in the medical field?
Yaza's got enough knowledge in his brain to talk 3 podcasts worth of orthopedic surgery.
Yeah, I can
Easy.
talk bones and saws
Easy.
and shit. It would be
That's
actually
great
fun.
podcasting. People love hearing about bones and saws and
People-
driving to work. It's like,
90%
what
of
are people
will break
made
a
of?
bone.
Casual listening like that.
Oh man,
Maybe one day we'll get. I don't think she would ever do it. Kate on. Kate would have some like ER stories that we could do like a spooky Halloween episode, maybe.
maybe like a Saturday night episode before we run the 10K down at Soldier Field.
Oh,
That's just delicious. stuff.
Tasty.
That's just so tasty. I love that.
Well, 4th of July weekend,
Banger.
and in the spirit of the 4th of July weekend,
ooh.
just about every year in Coney Island,
Oh fuck yeah!
they hold this little event
let's go.
called the National Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Hell yeah! Sponsored by Nathan's, right? Or is that not true?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's Nathan's. So I don't know how long Nathan's has carried
Dude,
the
like
event.
100 years.
Actually,
Well, no.
Like actually, yeah.
Oh fuck!
Well, it hasn't been going for 100 years. But maybe as long as
Hyperbole.
It's been, as long
You're
as
allowed
it's
to
been.
hyperbole.
Like 100 years.
Yeah.
That could be like 30 years in reality.
'Cause
Like
I-
100.
I think this weekend marked the 45th running of the National Hot Dog Eating Contest. It could be something where they're like, they maybe didn't have analytics before 45 years ago, so
Sure.
maybe it's been going on longer. But
Or maybe people just didn't eat 50 hot dogs more than 40
Yeah,
years
people were
ago.
starving.
well, if they had the event,
40 hot dogs would
Maybe-
feed
yeah.
like a city.
yeah. So we know for
They're
a
not like,
fact-
let's have one person just slug them down.
Imagine our great grandparents, like straight out of the Great Depression.
Yeah, well,
watching the
this-
grandchild house 50 hot dogs. That'd be so funny.
It definitely didn't occur.
This guy's trying to break the record. He's going for 60 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Oh, my great grandma would be horrified. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
So yeah, so
Sorry, Grandma Kay.
Joey Chestnut took home the gold in the 45th running of the National Hot Dog Eating Contest. 62 dogs this year in 10 minutes.
That's PR.
Huh?
Is that his-
Personal record?
yeah.
No. So
Oh,
personal record is above. It breaks 60s.
damn.
So 62 hot dogs in 10 minutes, which means this man is fully eating a 6.2 DPM.
Dog per
Dog
minute.
per minute.
Dog per
Dog
minute.
per minute.
And mind you, for the listeners who aren't super aware of what the hot dog eating contest is,
Vegetarians.
it's dog and bun.
Yeah.
62 dogs and buns in 10 minutes.
It's so nasty.
And that isn't even the record. It's so I'm glad you brought that up.
It's so gross to watch.
I've always been hearing about Joey Chestnut, Kobayashi,
Kobayashi.
who we'll get to here in a sec. But I've always heard about these guys, right? And I've heard about the National
The
Eating
legends.
Hot
The
Dog
legends.
Contest, but I've
Mythical.
never really watched it. I didn't have a ton going on this weekend, and I actually thought I was watching the real event, but it was a replay of last year's event.
Even better.
Dude,
but I
because there was
watched
a delay
it.
this year, right?
There was a delay,
Yeah.
weather
Drama.
delay,
Lot of
and
drama.
I'm watching it for the first time ever, and it's pretty gross. It's pretty disgusting.
Dude.
Like when they
Just
have
balls.
they have about 12 to 20 contestants on the stage, and they'll just pan the camera from like a wide shot of everyone to like individual, and it's just one guy. Like there is what looks like disgusting sweat dripping off their face. Their face is completely wet.
That's sweat.
There'll be like
That's
balls
sweat.
of like buns
Athletes.
falling, and they're like, they do it like this. They hold 2 hot dogs at once in the buns, and they go, and they just push it in until it goes down, and then they grab 2 more, and they do it again, and there's just like wet buns falling off their beard, and like they look like they just got out of a pool.
I know
is how
sometimes
much
they'll
they're
dunk
sweating.
it in the water.
Yeah, dude,
dunk
it's
it in the water.
crazy.
Speed up the buns.
So that was the first for me. I've always heard about it. Never saw it. And don't eat anything when you're watching it because you won't want to put it down. It's
Eric,
pretty.
how many hot dogs do you think you could eat in 10 minutes if
I
it
could
was the
put down-
4th of July? If you really had to compete against Joey Chestnut.
20, 25.
Am I allowed to smoke?
Respectable.
Am I allowed to smoke?
I could do 20.
What are the numbers with and without?
Without, and I haven't
11?
eaten most of the day. 11 comfortably. With
The numbers endless.
it's almost infinity.
11.
It's close to infinity.
The limit does not exist.
You only think you could do a dog a minute?
I don't know about speed, but I could just never. Oh, it's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd start pooping out the dogs, like, because I'd be eating so fast. I would get a cycle going that
Okay.
just was never ending hot dogs. I think I'd probably get, like,
I don't think that's against the rules.
honestly, I think I'd get like 25.
I could do 20, 25. What about
Yeah.
you, Teeks?
Dude, tough question.
What's the conversion ratio to boneless wings from Buffalo Wild Wings? Because I have eaten like 40 wings before.
I would say
In
because
10 minutes? I
because
feel
of the
like 40
bread.
wings in 10
More
Dude,
bread.
if Joey Chestnut can eat 70 dogs in 10 minutes, I feel like it honestly
I
kind of
mean-
discredits 40 wings.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
now
to
that
be
you
an
say it-
asshole, but-
no, that's like 150 wings,
Yeah.
basically.
You'd be eating like 400 wings in 10 minutes.
Yeah, so that conversion of 40 is like probably 10.
I feel like 20 is a good number. It'd be hard to eat more than
I could
like
do 10.
maybe 25 if I really wanted to hate
I would do
myself.
20 to
Yeah.
25.
I think 20.
Including the bun. I just give me a little chup and I can put it down.
You're gonna put a little glaze on the
A little
glizzy.
chup on it. I know I'm a Chicago boy, but I need some ketchup on my dog.
Did you see the quote that he had from the most recent, this couple days ago?
Who do you
event?
think you are? I am.
No, but close. He basically, so I guess there was a rain delay, and they were like going to potentially cancel it, and he just.
You'd think they just move it inside. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's what I would think.
Like
For
I think it's funny that
Well,
that can be canceled for the rain, but
the
you know,
reason- the
here nor
reason-
there. Finish your thoughts. Sorry.
No,
I
basically-
had to jump in.
The
on
reason
that
why
one.
the reason why they don't move it inside is because every year they have about 35,000 viewers.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane.
At Coney Island, 35,000.
So they could basically fill out Wrigley Field. Almost.
Yeah, that's close.
Almost.
That's close.
Eight,
Boss,
or
what's-
do you
eighth
think
grade-
the- what do you think the-
43,000, 43,000.
What do you think the average weight is of the
Nice.
person that's going to the hot dog eating contest
Well,
as a
Joey's-
spectator?
Oh, it's
Joey's kind of, he's looking pretty good for slamming dogs,
Joey-
but how many people out of the 35K are like hot dog eating people?
I think they're just there to. They're just in Coney
next to
Island.
them.
Probably not.
Just
they're
to
probably
see
not
history.
aspiring.
Just to see history
Yeah,
made.
that makes sense.
So when it was potentially canceled, he's quoted saying, "I'm gonna get the rest of the guys out, and we're gonna do this motherfucker." So he's like going to the locker room to go get him. And, like,
Come on, come on.
which
Yeah,
is
he's a
badass.
beast.
Apparently had I didn't see it, but apparently had a sick like intro video. His,
Oh,
like,
I've
his-
seen these.
His nickname's Jaws.
Yeah,
and
Joey Jaws Chestnut.
it'd only be better if they could get what's his face from the UFC.
For the listeners at home, that actually wasn't
Bruce-
a sound
oh,
bit. That was
Bruce-
actually
Bruce
Randall on
Buffer.
Yeah.
on live right there.
What's that?
That actually wasn't a sound bit. That's Eric doing
No, that was my Bruce
live
Buffer.
sound effects.
That was
Yeah.
my Bruce
Yeah.
Buffer.
Despite what you might think.
That was solid.
yeah, get Bruce up there. Bruce is doing the Rams games
Is
every
it? Oh,
every single
yeah.
game last year at least. Get him over the National Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Dude, he would get paid.
Speaking of getting paid,
Talk to me.
Ooh.
winner of the hot dog contest, $10K. So if you look at the amount of contests that Joey Chestnut has won, he's won 16. So a couple things here. He's won 16. This was his 16th,
That's a
which
lot.
means he's made over 160K in,
That
eating,
also
in
is
eating
like-
hot dogs.
That's good. That's great. But like, how is he supplementing his income? Is he getting major sponsorships?
Dude,
So
right?
I've
Yeah.
seen videos of him on social media lately.
Uh-huh.
He definitely is a popular guy.
Okay.
And he's a firefighter.
Oh, he is.
No, I have no idea. But I would
I would
assume he's
believe
got
it.
a day job and he eats on the side.
He's a chef. Hotdog chef.
But yeah, this is he.
No.
That'd be so funny, like working with him. He's like, I'm gonna go on break, and he just has a 40 rack of hot dogs.
That's like Never Meet Your Heroes. Joey Chestnut just whipping out dogs at Wrigley Field.
Oh man, that'd be actually a good origin story. We gotta get
Dude,
this
that's
guy
like
paid.
when they do like like a famous someone. I'm doing a terrible job explaining this, but like an incredibly famous musician in like the New York subways, like playing like a viola. Everyone stops, and it's like Joey Chestnut's like slanging dogs down
That
at the
would be-
cell. It's like,
I like that
no one even
analogy.
recognizes a legend right in front of their eyes.
I think we could snag him for the pod. I think he's low level enough.
Friend of the pod. Right?
Oh no,
He is a friend of the
Oh,
pod.
no.
He's nervous in front of them.
Our emails wouldn't
in
get
that
through.
setting. You don't think so?
Oh, he's big. He's big.
He's not on a single podcast yet.
But do you think he gets a lot
Hold
of emails?
on, hold on, TK. Didn't you just mention pre-show that you heard his episode with who?
Oh, part of my take, friend of the pod.
he got on PMT?
Yeah, he was on PMT.
He's huge.
Oh, we're fucked.
He's huge.
There's no chance. God damn
I
it.
don't think we'd get a message back from his secretary, dude. But anyway.
Oh, I know his secretary. Nah,
Oh,
I was
Jill?
Jill Biden.
Joe Biden.
This was his 16th.
First lady.
16th. He ain't coming to our cast unless you want to come, Joe, if you're a fan. But
If you want to
Clip
come,
that. Clip
if you want
that.
to come,
Yeah.
he has been beaten. He has been beaten. The
Hit him
man,
up on TikTok,
the
dude.
man
Come
was
on.
beaten in 2016. 2015.
Kobayashi.
He lost by 2 dogs
Ooh.
to a Japanese guy who wasn't in the event this year. I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but
He got busted. He got banned.
not Kobayashi.
Oh, different guy.
Different Japanese guy.
Oh,
His name was Matt something.
Taibbi.
I think it was Como. Como. I don't know.
Cuomo.
Chris Cuomo. It was Chris Cuomo. But yeah, he's been beat before. 2015. He won all like 9 before. He lost, and then he won another 8. So not 8, 7.
He's a decorated eater, man.
He is. He other than Kobayashi, which I'm gonna lean on you.
Oh, I don't know much. I just saw a little bit of a documentary where he was crying in a 30 for 30. So sad.
Ooh.
So he got like
30 for 30 was called The Good, the Bad, and the Hungry.
Oh, that's
No
such
way.
a clever name. That's
Wow.
a clever
But
name.
I didn't know what transpired in it.
Yeah, I only caught a little snippet, but basically he was banned from the International Eating Federation, right? He's from Tokyo, like doesn't know English for sure, or Japan. I don't know what city.
Takuru Kobayashi.
Kobayashi is a city.
No, his name is Takuru
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy, but apparently they just showed like clips of him coming back to like watch Joey eat or just watch events, and he would get booed out. They're like, "Go back to your country," like xenophobic shit.
I think there
And
was
they
an
had an
incident
interview
that
of him,
happened.
and
Oh,
he was
no.
like crying in the interview for ESPN, like, "I just wasn't welcome back in the U.S." Very sad, dude. I was like drinking a beer up in Salt Lake City. I did not want to be dealing with that.
I don't know what it was, but it sounds like there's a lot of bad blood between him and Joey.
It's competitive eating, Eric.
super
It's right in the name.
It is. It is.
It's not friendly eating. You're
Trust
playing
me.
to win. You're eating to win right there.
They don't take it lightly. But it's a hell of an event.
Oh, it was a contract dispute. He had some kind of contract dispute. It got real contentious.
Probably
Okay.
movie rights.
So winner makes
Maybe.
10K, but they have
Maybe.
contractual.
Maybe.
They have some contractual rights in this. Then, huh?
Yeah, there's
Movie
a lot
and
of
merch
stuff.
rights. Everyone wants their Kobayashi T-shirts. Everyone wants.
Dude, I mean, you know that's probably the number. It's the number 1 or number 2 sold eating jersey in the world. You know, it's got to be neck
Easily.
and neck with Joey Chestnut. Should we get a bunch of Chestnut jerseys?
Dude, we should. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, I would wear one.
I think that might get him on the pod. That is.
I mean, nonetheless, I mean, we can't skip over Miki Sudo. Miki Sudo ate 39.5 hot dogs this year to win the women's title.
Oh, there's a women's side? Of course there is. I love that.
And throughout the 45 years, there hasn't always been women competitions, but Miki Sudo is she's the Joey Chestnut of female.
Fuck yeah.
And
Is she out of Japan?
I would assume.
Why are the Japanese so good at eating? That's insane.
I think it's a thing. I think they eat more over there.
Yeah,
Like,
they eat a lot.
Competitively.
I can see that. They're disciplined people too.
I mean, look at Mitch. But yeah, Miki Sudo ate 39.5 dogs this year to win the women's title. She's like Joey. She holds the record for the women at 39.5 dogs Or no, 49 and a half dogs in 10
That's
minutes.
so much.
So Joey, I think I didn't mention it earlier. His record is 72, I believe. She's not far behind it. 49 and a half in 10 minutes. So that means she averages 4.5 DPM.
Damn, that's a lot of DPMs.
That's high.
That's
double what we think. That's double and a half
Yeah,
what we said
that's
we
true.
could do.
I could never. I would lacerate my stomach, dude. There's no chance I'd make it out of there alive.
Boss, what do you think you could put down in 10 minutes? How many dogs and buns?
You guys are crazy saying 25. You guys ain't doing that. You guys
Really?
I could do 25.
I could easily do 25.
I would train. Bergman, what throw out a number.
How many minutes?
10 minutes.
Maybe 10.
Oh,
Maybe 10?
10 in
I
10
could do-
minutes?
Look at all the
Dude, what are you eating it with a fork and knife?
Dude, you can dunk them in water.
Oh my god!
I could swallow them.
Mitch is bringing up technique.
Dude, I'm picturing you with like a napkin
That's
and
why
like
they're not on
you
the
know,
show.
fine
Yeah.
dining. You could eat 10 hot dogs with a fork and knife in 10 minutes.
Pod is the three you get together with 10 minutes.
That would be great content.
I would do a hot dog eating contest.
I will put down 20. I'll put down 20 the day after I run the fucking 10K.
That's how you guys could start
Easy.
end every episode. 10 minutes of dogs.
10 minutes of dogs.
10 minutes of dogs. Finish every episode.
We'll
Great way
be-
to get some eyeballs on.
We
the
won't
pod.
be able to fit 3 guests on this side of the room if we start doing that.
That's actually a good call. In the last 10 minutes, we just house 10 dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or we switch it up and do enchiladas. We just make enchiladas.
This will become a monthly podcast if we're eating that much.
Check the
Yeah,
YouTube.
it'll be a
Watch
lot.
the YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah. What else was I gonna? What else is happening right now?
I had just like a kind of like uncomfortable news line that I
Ooh.
wanted to bring up.
Ooh.
Okay.
Everybody hates or has heard of and then hates and fears that like county fair ride that goes bad.
How many died? How many
So
died?
no deaths.
Okay.
What's that John Mulaney thing where he says
God
if a
bless.
kid dies, it's an angel? They always call him an angel in the news.
He's
Oh, he was in it.
he's a stand-up
Three
guy, right?
angels. 3 little angels. So how many
County
died?
fair. Yeah. How many died?
So this actually, I think it's like not a.
Well, I guess before you say what county, I feel like that's pretty
so
indicative
Yeah.
of,
it's
like, you know,
not
how
a
many-
county fair.
Florida?
It's not a
Yeah.
county fair,
Is it like-
but it is like a lower key, like theme park. I don't think it's a big theme park at all.
that's bad for the fatalities.
Yeah.
So
because-
no fatalities.
What state? Oh, no fatalities.
Wisconsin.
Okay.
So it was
yeah.
a Wisconsin festival. So it wasn't. It might have been a county fair. It might have been.
Dude, was it Summerfest?
I hope not.
I hope not. I was just there.
I hope not.
You evaded death.
Yeah.
This
You're in
was-
Final Destination
Oh,
right
Jesus.
now.
This
dude.
was just 3 days ago.
Oh, phew.
But
What is
this
up
little
with
festival
Milwaukee?
ride left 8 people up in their seats during mid-ride, which was about 200 feet in the air.
What ride?
So
Wicked Twister?
the ride was
Power Tower?
one of those that is literally just that
Oh,
roller
gondola.
coaster circle.
This is great
And so you
podcasting
go
for
up
everyone
and
down.
listening right now.
But it wasn't like the boat. It was a full circle roller coaster. So they get up. They get up about to here.
Oh.
Oh, no way.
Oh.
And it's suspense. So about 3 of the 8 are about a 90-degree angle, and the other 5 are basically fully upside down.
Wow.
They
How
just,
high are they?
They just do a cush 4 hours up there,
Oh.
200 feet in the air.
Can you sue people for something like that? Do you get like a payday if you get stuck on a?
You should. That's
It
a form of
depends.
torture.
You
Be
don't sign-
upside down for
That's
4
awful.
hours. All the blood rushes through your head.
Depending on the
could
event,
die.
you know,
You guys ever been stuck on a ride before?
momentarily.
One time I went down a water slide. I didn't make it all the way out. That really freaked me out. And then everybody started coming down behind me really fast, and I thought we were gonna die in there. We made it out.
When I was probably
It's
like
always scary.
probably 6 or 7 years old, used to be a little attention whore. Got stuck on a ride at Legoland.
Oh,
like
badass.
The,
In
like the
London?
most like low, like it was
Where's-
hardly a ride. It was like a little airplane that would just go up and down, and I got stuck on like the up for like the better part of like an hour or 2 hours, and like everyone was like, I was gonna like. In my head, everyone was freaking out. Realistically, it was probably like my parents, like, this is obnoxious. Get the kid down.
Sure.
In my head, I was like the hottest thing on the planet.
Oh, yeah, of
Look at
course.
me, stuck on the ride.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Then like we got like a free pass to just hit like all of the rides after, you know, went on like the through the back.
Where is Legoland?
Dude, Legoland, it's in California.
So I have done the Disney like you know how the Disney has the park in Florida, separate Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
Then there's one in LA.
That's Disney World. What LA and Florida is Land and World.
Landed, yeah.
One is land, one is world. I don't know which. I always fuck it up.
Dude, World is Florida.
Okay,
Disneyland.
Land is the one that I
That's
went
what I
to.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So okay,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
thought they started laughing and
Ignore them. They're
they
not
made me
here.
feel uncomfortable.
They have no.
So
they're talking about this.
Disneyland. I went to the one in LA, and like I went on the most like crazy. They had like movie set reenactions where they would like they'd take you on the Jaws.
Bro, I think you were at Universal Studios.
That's exactly it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Universal
Studios bangs.
But anyway, I was gonna ask if that one was out there, but
Yeah,
I was gonna ask
that's
if it was
out there, too.
connected in some aspect. The Legoland park.
I went to Legoland.
I've
in
never heard of
London.
it.
Dude,
I've never heard
Legoland's for
of it.
little kids. Like I was probably 7.
Okay,
Dude,
Like,
I've never
Legoland
heard of that.
rocks, dude.
Oh, it was awesome. Like I don't think you'd want to go if you were like looking for like a ride though.
No, definitely not rides. I remember. I did the one in London, so there was like
Damn, that's
Lego
kind of a
bumper
flex.
cars. It was cool as fuck, dude. I mean, and I was 11, I think. But like, you really just appreciate like you spend for like a whole weekend or like a week doing like a 400-piece Lego, and then you go to Legoland and entire castles and dinosaurs
Oh,
are built
yeah.
out. It's so impressive for a little kid. That's what I really took home from that. But yeah, you're right. Ride-wise, it's not that impressive. You can't go now and enjoy it.
Dude, I remember they did used to have like a racetrack though, and you could get like a Legoland driver's license.
That's
And
cool as
I
fuck.
always used to lose things growing up, so I probably only held on to it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but
I'm right
those
there with
2
you.
weeks, I was probably flexing that little like Legoland driver's license. Any chance I got.
That's kind of badass to have that though. I didn't get the opportunity to have that, but it sounds sick. What was I gonna say?
When I was thinking about how this was going to go, the last thing I thought I'd talk about is the Legoland getting stuck on a ride.
You just
story.
get out
so,
there.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
have a way of just getting people to flow.
I
Just
know,
the
we're
conversations
trying.
start flowing.
It's all you, baby.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Fuck, I had something really good to say.
I
Go
know.
ahead. Go ahead.
I know I didn't have anything. I know I brought in the Disney, and then it found out to be Universal Studios. But
We could do a quick. I'm curious what your favorite chip is.
Ooh.
We're gonna do a quick 3-person team draft of chips.
this is easy for
Flavor-
me.
Dude,
Flavors involved.
those chili Fritos are so good.
No, those are off limits. Those are off limits.
No, that's what
I'm
gonna fucking
kidding.
say. All right, chili Frito. That's obviously the one that goes off the board first. Randall, you want to take the next?
Yeah, I mean, this is simple for me. It's more of a personal preference. Or are we
Sure.
talking about like
No, personal. I mean,
highest held chip?
you got to defend your pick. I guess let's put it that way.
Yeah, no defense needed
Well,
on the.
but mine would be
Yeah, that's
different.
an
If it's
option.
personal preference, it's one thing. If it's highest held chip by like
He's pandering.
general public,
I'm going to
Personal
say
pref.
my favorite.
Personal
and back,
pref.
Yeah.
If you want to pander, Randall.
personal pref.
It's just a sleeper sometimes.
Are we
You're just
going
getting a
brands
sleeper.
or flavor and brand?
Flavor brand?
Flavor
Do
brand.
you want me to go?
No, I'll go. Well, you won't take what I'm taking, so that you'd set me up. better,
I'm
but
afraid you're going to take it.
I'll
right
go.
now. Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
mine's obvious. Everybody knows this. Bergman, Voss, TK, and Yaz know what I'm going to go. Barbecue Pringle.
Those are good.
Yeah, those are good. Dude, you actually left one here after a show like weeks ago.
I always do.
And I went through the pantry looking for food the other day, and I'm like, why did Kate buy Pringles? And I fucking got in there, and it was so good, dude. That's what made me think about
Dude.
doing this draft. 'Cause I had a Pringle the other
That's
day.
how you know if Randall's been around. If there's Pringles,
They're so
there's
good.
a Pringles
Hansel and
can. It's
Gretel.
like, where'd that come from? Was Randall in my apartment this weekend?
Dude, yeah. So that's,
Even chips all over the place,
that's a good
like
one.
breadcrumbs.
What you got? What you got at 3?
I'm going to go cheddar cheese sun chips.
Oh. What? That's what I was gonna
Cheddar
say.
cheese sun chips is a first. Dude, you could have gotten that in like the 5th round.
Oh, no.
No, I disagree.
It's so damn good. I love those things. Man.
I
They're so
disagree.
good.
You know
That's
what
my
chips
flavor.
smack?
This is your next pick. Get ready.
The pop any chips at Potbelly's, those like super spicy ones.
They're
Those-
too country.
The voodoo heat.
They cut the top of my mouth, dude. They cut the top of my mouth. It hurts if I eat
Way
those.
too crunchy.
Way too crunchy. But I appreciate your pick.
Is
Are we
wrong.
snaking or are we?
He just did a second. We're just doing full broto.
What was
It's
that? Was
that
your
was my
second?
that's my second pick. Yeah, Jimmy
Oh,
John's chips.
Wow.
Voodoo chips.
You
Randall's
could have saved
disgusted
that.
right
You
now.
think he could have saved his? You could have saved. Could have saved that.
I needed that on the list, dude.
That
When are
wouldn't
you
have-
eating chips? You're eating chips with a sandwich. You go to Potbelly.
That wouldn't have
is
even
true.
come up on next week's podcast. Mine's easy, and people in the room think it's a bad guess or a bad pick, but Yaz and I know what's up. I'll take French onion sun chips, baby.
Those are good. French onion sun chips?
I
I've
didn't-
never had
I
them.
had French onion dip. I didn't know that they had.
I got to get one. I've
Yes,
never had those.
They're like the most common of all time.
No. Never seen that before in my
what?
life.
Dude, that's like the classic sun chip.
Thank you,
Never,
TK.
No, I'm not hating. I just need to eat that. I've never had it before. That's amazing.
He's a cheddar guy.
Cheddar, but
Cheddar's
garden
fire.
salsa bangs.
Garden salsa fires.
I'm gonna go back with just the OG that got me through childhood was the cheddar cheese ruffles.
Yeah, undisputed.
I mean, dude, the
Undisputed.
texture of that. Just a
Undisputed.
little extra something from the Lay's.
I'm glad
which
you
is just
said that.
Potato. Give me a rough, dude. So, that's my second. That's my.
The waves.
The waves. What's
Excuse me.
is that the you can't just eat one? Is that their phrase or whatever? You know what I'm talking? Or is that
I think it's-
Jay's?
That's not
No,
Pringles when they put
You
the.
can't
I think
just eat
that's-
one.
I think
Yeah.
that's Rick's Cabernet.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. What you got, T?
For 3-2, I'm gonna go. I'm surprised I made it this far. Salt and Vinny's. Salt and Vinny's just across the board. Any salt and vinegar chip.
Nah,
That-
never
Oh,
really
why?
been
You guys
that-
are
No,
crazy.
I understand
Pick
it's
a
really
brand.
popular.
Pick a
I
brand.
get it. It's really popular. It's just not.
You're
for
gonna
me.
have to pick a brand.
All of them.
Well,
Any
that's-
salt and vinegar
That's
chip.
a little cheat worthy. Because I would have
claimed
just
the
said
flavor.
Dude,
Pringles.
salt and vinegar is such like a
I would've said
distinct
Pringles and
flavor
claimed
that it
them all.
like it dominates the chip. Like any
All right,
chip, it
that's
doesn't
fair.
matter what it is. It's salt and Vinny.
I like it. I like it.
I'm thinking-
I'll die on this. I will die on this hill
That's
right
fa-
now.
I
My old
get
roommate
it.
Clay loves salt and
I'm
vinegar
just
chips.
saying
We
that
eat so much salt and vinegar
There's
chips.
better
We'd have 'em
brands of
loaded.
salt and vinegar than others.
Name them.
And if you're going to try to lock them all up and not let us peasants feed off the other
Fine,
brands,
Randall. If you want a specific salt and vinegar chip for
here's
your
the thing. I'm not going salt and Vinny. I
Yeah,
just want to
see?
give you some pressure. So salt and Vinny, I'll
Oh,
run
nice
it up.
try. I'm ice cold here.
I'll run it up with my last one.
Hit it.
And this is another one that slipped. I feel bad that you guys failed to bring it up. Easy.
I hope you don't say it.
Easy.
Don't fucking say it.
Baked
Okay.
Lays.
Yeah, I mean they're good. I like baked.
Baked
Baked
Lays.
Plus doesn't like it.
texture wise, I like the baked over the fried for sure.
They're
For
so
sure.
unbelievably good. Usually when I get a baked Lay's bag,
Mm.
it might go quicker than my washing machine washing my clothes. I'd give it about 45 minutes every time. Bag's
Okay.
gone.
It took me a second to wrap
That's
an analogy.
Yeah,
around it.
interesting unit of time. How long?
It's about one chore's worth.
It's
of-
about
How long
one-
has this podcast
it's
been in
about one
relation
cycle.
to how many cycles of laundry?
I'd
you've
be
done?
about 1.5 bags.
About 1.5
Yeah.
bags.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good ratio. I'm gonna finish out the draft with kind of a wild card, but
Dill
I'm
pickle
gonna
chips?
I'm gonna stick behind it. Funyuns.
Okay, those are fire.
I mean, they're not really a chip, but they're my
Those are
chip.
fire.
I grew up on that.
Oop, did I
here
screw
she
it
is.
up?
I grew up on it.
Those are such a unique taste, and they are extreme. They have to make it. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I like it. The texture is great. It doesn't cut the roof of my mouth. The tiny ones are really crunchy.
They do
Big
cut the
ones are
roof
kind
of
of
my mouth a
fluffy.
little bit.
Yeah, if you're not careful,
It might be because I usually eat like 15 at a time.
that's the thing. It's a single. It makes you eat it one by one.
Yeah.
Because if you eat too many, ooh,
I could practice more self-control.
That's why I liked it because I have no self control, dude.
When it comes
I have zero.
Dude, when it comes to chips, it's bad.
I've
I'll
seen
be
you
honest.
eat 2 tubes of Pringles in a day. I've seen you do that. I'm lying.
I
I've
could
never seen
probably take out 2 in a day. I'd feel bad, but I've taken out 1 quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually when I
no
open
problem.
the next, it's like, all right, I got to pawn these off to my friends. Otherwise, they're going down the hatch. It's like
That's-
McDonald's. I'll order 6 McDoubles. I'll eat them within 20 minutes. I'll order 6 more.
Yeah, you can't go back to McDonald's.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the thing.
It's hard to order
No.
DoorDash twice for 1 minute.
Oh
it's
my
hard
God.
until you just do it, and then you're like, well, I didn't do it.
Dude, I just realized I forgot my favorite chip. I can't even think of the name right now. It's those little tornado-looking guys.
Tornadoes.
No, not Takis. The ones you can like put on your fingers.
Tornado. Oh,
Bugles. Dude, bugles are often like I feel like forgotten.
bang.
They're underrepresented. Like,
Did you
bugles
get that,
smack.
Bergman?
I forgot they existed.
Nice. I love
Dude,
how you
thank
said
you,
the
Bergman.
ones
I was
you
gonna
can put
forget
on
about
your
that until I
fingers.
would've been just dying.
I used to do that
Oh,
as a kid, dude. I'd be like,
As a
Oh,
kid,
that's
I'll,
great.
bro, I'm gonna go home after this podcast, pick up some bugles, eat them off my fingers. Nom.
It's so cool that you.
hell yeah.
Yeah, we got anything else we want to kind of cover? We're kind of right around there.
No, I would just say
I got some questions for you guys.
Oh yeah, you have to straighten things out.
Yeah. So
Okay.
as a big podcast fan, as a big fan of the pod, a lot of times I'll listen to a podcast, whether it's you guys, part of my take, and I'll have some questions, follow-up questions.
Here we go.
I'm not a tweet guy, so I don't tweet them in, but I've always, it's like,
You're more of a threads
what's
guy?
up with that? Yeah, more of a threads guy. So Yaza, I think you were talking to Steve, and you guys were talking about the 90s TV show. And you made a very interesting comment that you guys just moved right past it. And I was on my run over here. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, no.
Yaza just very nonchalantly goes, yeah, me and my dad every Saturday would go to Target. And
get a Pokemon.
yeah, you talk about getting Pokemon and VHS. I'm like, you go to Target every Saturday with your dad? It seemed like that was just like a non-negotiable. Like, I wanted to hear more about,
It
I
was
feel
a
like you guys
question.
just kind of breezed right past that. What's up with your Saturday Target trips?
Thank you for having interest.
Yeah.
I think it was just there were errands to be ran, and that was like the compromise that my parents made with me. My dad made with me is like, if you can get through my shopping of groceries for the week and just shit we need, I'll buy you a VHS. So it was also like get out of the house kind of thing.
For us, that'd be Costco. And it's like, you want to go to Costco, hit the samples? I'm like, do I want to go to Costco?
The
Samples.
Like, give me your BlackBerry. Let me play on your camera in the car ride over, and let's go to Costco.
Play a little Snake on the phone. I would always play Snake on my dad's cell phone, dude.
I just
do
sit in the
remember
passenger
that
seat and
one.
just take pictures of like just the road in front of us.
Oh yeah, it's in like 40 by 40 megapixels. It's like,
Snake though.
Snake was so good, dude. My record was high.
Brick Breaker.
Dude, we'll have to
Brick Breaker
do
was good.
have to do a future draft of just like phones or games you could only play before smartphones.
Oh, dude. 1-1 is going to be Fruit Ninja for sure.
Dude, no, it would have to be that
Before smartphones.
It's
Snake.
that
Oh,
pinball
before?
game. That pinball game on like old school Windows computers.
Oh, the startup on that with all the noises, so juicy, dude.
Minesweeper.
Minesweeper I never got.
Still never
I was
understand it,
I was
but
never smart enough.
it was
to do
fun. And then I never understood Minesweeper, and then I'd blow up, and I was just like kind of hoping to get lucky.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
put on like the easiest setting where it's like you
million.
just need to hit like 4 things to get it.
They had a lot
Still
of
could
good
never
stuff.
do that.
Did you guys ever have that paint game where you could like kill ants and have flamethrowers and shit?
Are you talking about Microsoft Paint? Because that's a little different than the
I
paint
don't
that
know.
I grew
It
up
was
with.
a game that was so deep in the I could never find it. Anyways,
We keep getting some light reduction, light hypervation.
yeah, I don't know what's. I think that switch is just barely.
And
It's
producers, what's up with the lighting?
Can we get that figured out, lighting crew?
No, I
We're joking. We're
I think
joking. We're wrapping up.
it's more effect. It's more effect and play for the video.
Definitely.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Just
All
keep-
right.
Keep that going.
I got one more follow-up question.
Yes.
We were talking, or I think it was Randall. You were talking about the things that scared you.
Mm.
You were talking about like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage.
Yeah, curious. What was the first thing that really scared your pants off?
Oh, ever?
Besides
My
spiders.
first nightmares.
What was your first nightmares?
Dude, you guys want to hear my actual first nightmare?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have a good one after you.
Okay, so like
There we go, Bergman.
my first nightmare that I remember is there were a bunch of like, imagine minions, like minion-sized people.
Like the Steve Carell Minion movie.
Yeah, just
Minion
like that,
people?
like
Yep.
dwarf size, like 2 or 3 foot tall. But it was just, like I was probably 7 at the time, so it was a 7-year-old penis and balls, and there was like a million of them. And they were filling my house, and they were like surrounding me in all corners. And then I woke up. That was my first nightmare ever. So, yeah, you guys got it. And I never had it again. Thank God.
Cut that.
I think looking back on my life, I've been lifelong scared of like arachnids mainly,
Ooh,
like spiders.
Damn.
Spiders.
Some people are afraid of spiders. Randall's afraid of arachnids. Just to really like,
Well,
lighten it
yeah,
up a
just
little.
like all spiders. In
all
that sense.
spiders. All spiders.
Like bugs, I've grown up with a little bit. I went camping a lot. There are some bugs that I'm just like, no, it's
I mean,
fine.
you live with Pat Lass.
And some that freak me out.
Yeah,
But-
I lived with you. That was fun days.
Thinking back, yeah, I mean, we could do a whole episode on my takes when there's a spider in the house. But the first like conscious fear that I can think back to,
disappointing his parents.
I was like, yeah, no. Way before I could disappoint my parents. I was probably like 7 years old, throwing a fucking fit. Parents put me to bed. Like, go to bed. You're fucking annoying. I'm just whining off my ass. I'm pissed at something, them making me go to bed or whatever. And I used to Q-tip a lot, Q-tip my ears.
Yeah, feels
Poke
good.
your brain out.
So I'm in bed. I was Q-tipping, or maybe my mom. I was like 6, 7 years old. Maybe she was giving me a Q-tip.
Oh,
and I'm just
fuck! You just got Q-tipped by your mom. That's
I'm
sick.
yelling at them. I'm yelling at them, and I'm arguing. I'm just like, I'm gonna go to bed. And I go, and I yam my head down on my pillow like I'm being a bitch. I'm
Wait, are
frustrated.
we in a dream or real life?
Real life. I have a Q-tip in my
fuck.
ear, and I go,
Oh my God.
slam my ear down to my pillow. Q-tip just gets nudged up there. I just start screaming.
Oh
and
my God.
And turns out totally
Mom,
fine.
you did this.
Totally fine.
Did you
no,
burst your eardrum?
No big damage.
Oh.
But I'm just thinking like, I'm fucked. Like I probably just shoved the
How old are you?
Q-tip so far up my ear. I'm 6 or 7 years old.
Oh, God.
One of the like earliest memories I have because it was just I was in a state of just throwing a fit and whatnot. So ever since then, I've been touchy around my ears, nose, and mouth of just like, I don't like the dentist. I don't like when I had to get the COVID swabs, I was just like, oh, I didn't like it. Anything to do with my ear? No.
Make sure this doesn't break off in my nose. And they're like, what?
Dude. Yeah. That's exactly it. But yeah, that's my earliest. So
You got a good one?
Dude, I used to love like Aliens growing up, and I begged my parents to go to War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise movie.
Oh,
I was probably
shit.
like the same age as Randall, and it truly scared the piss out of me.
Yeah.
Like nothing. Like
Oh my God.
I straight
Movies
up
were
thought I was
scary.
watching like a documentary.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
nightmares for weeks. My parents say it was like one of their biggest regrets was like
Really?
letting me go to that movie when I was probably like, honestly, I was probably 12,
not-
like a very underdeveloped 12-year-old.
fit to see.
Probably a month away from turning 13, and like truly Tom Cruise, best actor on the planet, because I thought I was watching
Real
the
life.
actual,
Yeah.
invasion, and was terrified from that.
Do you know the origins of War of the Worlds movies based on the book?
Oh yeah, no, dude, it's based on the radio show.
Yeah, have you heard
Full
of this, Randall?
circle.
Randall, have
Yeah.
you heard about this?
no.
Dude,
So-
it's crazy.
Yeah, so basically there was a radio show. I think it was in the UK, and it was basically like a narrated story that they were just like doing a play basically over the radio
Dude,
waves.
before people watch TV, they used to sit around and listen to people talk.
Yeah, just like podcasts on radio.
podcast?
Yeah, they were just like, we're gonna make up a story, and they made up a whole story pretending that they were being invaded by aliens, and people would
It
tune
was like a
in.
live radio broadcast.
Yeah.
Like, boop, 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 boop.
And
Like,
people would
yeah.
tune in and be like, "Oh my god,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
real. We're being invaded." So people started panicking and freaking the fuck out in real life. Yeah, it was crazy.
War of the Worlds is too good a story. It's too hard to not believe that it's going down.
Very compelling
Dude,
stuff.
that, and also I meant to ask you guys this. You ever seen the Goosebumps, the
Oh
TV
yeah,
show?
of course. Oh,
Dude,
I read the book.
Those
Way back in the
Did you ever
day.
watch the movies?
I
The
watched maybe
movies
one
were-
or two.
The books were awesome. The movies would be so freaky because it'd be like a 25-minute story, and then they'd finally like kind of beat the bad guy or whatever, and then like the last scene before they cut to credits would be like the bad guy's hands like crawling out. It's like they didn't get him. It's like I remember being like 7 years old in my parents' bed, like, oh my god, I
Freaked
should
out.
not have watched this. Like, it's like, Mom, come home.
I've been in that position a lot.
So Goosebumps, and War of the Worlds,
That'll get
freaky
you.
stuff.
I used to be really afraid of whenever you go to like Blockbuster with my family. I would always ask my parents where the scary movie section was, because you would get caught walking through an aisle and you'd start looking at movies, and all the covers were really scary for me at that age, and I just
It's like The
I'd scream.
Exorcist. And,
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason.
Oh.
Jason goes to hell.
Just terrifying stuff for a child. So I'd always get freaked out about that section.
And you're looking to find like Wallace and Gromit, you know?
Yeah. Dude, I was such a bad big brother. I would push my little brother into the scary section, knowing that he was scared too. And
Like, good luck.
just caused a huge scene in Blockbuster when people were trying to like just get a shitty
Just
movie
get
and go home.
Get
Yeah.
a date movie.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just there looking for a rom-com.
Any other corrections you want or follow-ups you want to make?
Dude, no, that's I guess maybe I'll have to re-listen to this, see if there's anything I would have changed, but I'm probably gonna hate the sound of my voice. So do you guys re-listen to the podcast? I guess that's my last question.
I used to a lot. I've stopped listening to them because I started hating
There's a
my
certain
voice.
amount of editing that goes
Yeah.
in, and once you
so you're gonna
once-
make me sound great.
no,
Thank you,
Yeah.
Richard.
Once you
Thank you.
get
Well, that's
it
some vibrato.
complete, it's just like all right, my work is done.
Yeah. I kind of just step back and like
But
hopefully.
usually I go to sleep listening to the most recent recorded podcast every night until the next one.
Well, good night, Eric.
No.
Sleep tight.
That'll be nice to hear when you listen to this later. Yeah, I got nothing. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. Check out our Spotify. We had a real life case of somebody not knowing we're on Spotify, so
it happens.
It's cool.
Check us out. We're on all platforms: YouTube,
Apple
Spotify,
too.
Apple Music, maybe
TikTok.
Subscribe.
We might
TikTok and
TikTok
Instagram.
and Instagram. We might be getting a Twitch going here soon for the live streamers.
Yeah.
But thanks for tuning in. 7/6. We'll throw it out on 7/7. We'll be back at you next week at 7/12 with the episode dropping 7/14.
Thanks for having me, gents.
Peace.
Thanks for coming on. Peace.